guys? I hope you're all having a great day. And I know that usually on the channel we work on the BMW, but today we're gonna take a little bit of a different step and work on my wife's car, which is a 2002 Nissan Sentra Spec V. Now the reason we're gonna be doing stuff to her car is because if you see here, her trim has been pretty damaged by the sun. You can see that the black plastic or whatever this was, rubbery stuff, is all cracked and is peeling off, as opposed to the other side, which hasn't seen as much sun when it's parking. This is what it's supposed to look like. The good news is that's pretty easy to fix, and we can get that other side to look just like this side for relatively cheap. In fact, under 10 bucks, and it should only take about 20 minutes. It doesn't matter what car we're working on when we do things like this, because it's applicable to pretty much any car that has black trim. For instance, on this car, we could be refinishing this stuff here, or maybe this trim around the window here, even if you have faded door handles or anything like that. So to turn this old, nasty, faded trim into something more like this trim that's in good condition, this is the stuff that we're gonna need right here. We have some Plasti Dip, Autodip, some rubbing alcohol, some tape, a razor blade, some paper towels, and we also have what we're gonna use to tape things off. Mine just so happens to be an old Motor Trend magazine. Now today, we're actually only gonna be using the Plasti Dip because this is more of a matte finish. If you have something glossy that you're trying to repair, then I would suggest using Autodip because this is just like Plasti Dip in that it's kind of a rubberized finish, but it's glossy from out of the can. If you don't know the difference between these two products, or you're curious to see the differences between their finishes, I've actually done a video comparing those two products. In that video, I spray some old grills of the BMW, obviously not these ones, but one I sprayed glossy with the Autodip and one I sprayed with a matte finish with the Plasti Dip. And so that one's just a good video to be able to compare both of them and see which one might be better for you. So, when you are going to be doing any type of spraying on your car, the most important thing to do is the preparation, because if you don't prepare it correctly, it's just gonna peel off and the finish isn't gonna go on right. So as you can see here, I've already removed a lot of this old nasty trim and then cleaned it with the rubbing alcohol and paper towel. We just need to do the same thing to this side and then we should be ready to get going. There's the remnants of all the crap we had to cut off. As you can see, these are all nice and clean now with just the silver underneath exposed. All you need to do is just do the next step that we're gonna be doing now, which is cleaning. So what you have to do is just grab your paper towel, grab some alcohol, throw some on there, clean it up real good. Any kind of dirt that you see here, make sure to remove all that, because if there's any of it left, then the Autodip or Plasti Dip won't stick to it. Now that we have everything all cleaned up with the alcohol and there's no more residue left on there, the next thing that we have to do is grab the painter's tape and tape off all the area that we want to paint. All right, this is all taped up now with a nice, good, solid straight line along the whole outer of the trim. So now that it's all prepped and taped off, we're ready to start spraying. Good thing about spraying with Plasti Dip is that if you do get some overspray or you didn't tape it off perfectly, you can just peel it off. As always with Plasti Dip, the first coat will be a little bit lighter than the normal coats. We'll let that one kind of dry and then move on to the next one. You can tell when it dries because when it goes on, it has a wet finish, but once it's dry, it's a bit more of a matte finish. Time for coat number 2. And this one's gonna be quite a bit heavier than the first one. You can see from this coat now, being the second coat, that there really isn't any silver underneath that you can still see, so now we have full coverage. We're on to coat number 3. Final coat. Now that our final coat is on, an important thing that we have to do is make sure that we peel all this stuff off before it dries off too much, because if it dries, when we go to peel this off, it will start to pull the Plasti Dip with it. So let's get on that. Oh dang, look at that nice straight line along there.
Hot damn, that was good.
And there we have the finished product. It looks pretty good. Definitely a lot better than it did before, and a lot closer to what it looks like on this side of the car with the original trim. As I mentioned with overspray and how you can just wipe it off with Plasti Dip, if you look down here in the corner, you can see there's a little bit of black right there on the mirror that we missed. But just give it a little rub and it comes right off. It's pretty easy and it's pretty fast, and it makes quite a big difference, especially from further away. And all you really need is a $6 can of Plasti Dip and about 20 minutes of your time. Hope you guys enjoyed today's short little DIY video. If you guys did enjoy the video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you won't miss a video. And I will see you guys in the next one. $596, $583.